What the heck? Oh, okay, hold on, I need a minute. Now that's more like it. What the actual heck, though? I know people don't like eating on camera, so I won't do it anymore. I'm a nice person. But you gotta be kidding me! Okay. So, I want to talk about something that's been annoying me a lot. Okay? Alright. So, this video is also an update. I don't know if I should say it's an update on the Blur fandom or if it's an update on, I don't know. Because I was mentioning, it was like 3 or 4 videos ago, I was mentioning how I hadn't listened to them but I didn't judge people or something. Well, now I have listened to them, so that's a whole other issue. And I like them. I like Blur quite a bit. I have not listened to a lot of them, but I have listened to them. And that's not the point. I don't know why I just jumped on that bandwagon. I just jumped into this in a weird way. If you don't know who Blur are, they ever heard of the band Gorillaz? like if you've probably heard of the band Gorillaz, because my friend, okay. And so this is a really funny story. So I was at a bowling alley with my friend and they were playing all these Gorillaz videos and I'd never heard of Gorillaz, or like I'd heard of them but I didn't know. And she was talking about her teacher who would always play Gorillaz, so that happened. And then I was like, oh, that guy is the same guy. Okay, so the singer for Gorillaz and the creator of Gorillaz is Damon Albarn, who was the lead singer for Blur, which was a 90s Britpop band. Now, we'll get into this word Britpop in a minute because, trust me, I don't like it. Well, I like the word is just fine for Blur and for what it is, and I have no problem. Again, this video is not shade to Blur. Okay, so, okay, alright, let's get into the, meat of this. Okay. If you guys know about this little 90s, I don't know, Britpop, manufactured Britpop rivalry thing that was going on, you guys know I'm a fan of Oasis. If you don't know who Oasis are, please look them up. I'm not going to explain who Oasis are again because I've made multiple videos by now. Okay? You know, because maybe. Alright. Serious time here. Okay, Oasis are not Britpop. I'm saying this as a fan, I'm saying this as someone who likes Britpop, I'm saying this as someone who likes Blur. Oasis are a rock band. Were a rock band. Whatever. The Gallaghers are rock stars. Oasis is not a pop band. Oasis never was a pop band. Oasis... Just no. I don't care if we're in the 23rd century and people are still listening to Oasis. They will never, ever be a pop band. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't make poppier sounding songs or that being a pop band is a bad thing to be. I'm just saying Oasis were never a pop band. Now, if you want to file them under the term Britpop, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for how you label your music. But yeah. Oasis and Blur, whatever your little manufactured feud is, they're completely different genres, okay? So people who are like, oh, you can't like one or the other, and I'll get into that, trust me. I will get into that. They're completely different genres. Pop and rock are not the same thing. And yes, Blur had rock elements and rock songs, and Oasis had poppy songs, but that's not the point. The Beatles had pop songs and rock songs. Like, I mean, there's plenty of bands that were on the edge of being pop or rock bands, but A song like Girls and Boys is not a rock song. And a song like Champagne Supernova is not a pop song. You could say that Song 2 is a rock song, but Song 2 was supposed to be a parody of American grunge and was accidentally a hit for some reason. I mean, it was a hit because it's a good song, but I'm just saying, it wasn't supposed to be a hit. That's not the point. The point was not to make a rock song. The point was to poke fun at grunge for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I don't see where your problem is with grunge, but... Anyway, this is not about Nirvana. This video is not about Nirvana. It's not even about Blur. It's not even about Oasis, for that matter. It's about people being... Okay, let's get into this. Okay. Again, I want you guys to know, big disclaimer, this video is not a shade to either band or any of the artists involved. Any of the people involved in those bands, just clarifying, I like and or respect all of them, no shade. This is about the fandom. The fans. And this isn't even just about Blur and Oasis, this is about any music rivalry. Even if singers hate each other. Okay? Like Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. Take a look at that. They hated each other for years. And I'll get back into that in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So going back to what I was saying, Oasis is not a pop band. Oasis were never a pop band. I don't care how many times you listen to Oasis. They will never be a pop band. Sure, it's not like Metallica or anything, but it's still not pop. It's still rock and roll. Again, I'm not saying a pop band is a bad thing to be. If Blur were a pop band, they were sure a lot more experimental and awesome than those stupid doofed up hair boy bands of today. God, why don't we? Ugh, my friend, ugh. Let's not even get into that. Okay, back on the, thing. I'm not saying that Blur were a boy band. I'm not saying that is even a fair comparison. Of course it isn't. Would never be a fair comparison. But if you're gonna think about it, they were a lot closer to being a boy band than Oasis ever was. Oasis was closer to being like, I don't know. Let's get high, bro. Kind of like the Beatles, but more high than the Beatles. 90s Beatles. I almost said 80s Beatles, because people got high in the 80s. People got high in the 90s, too. Don't do drugs, kids! Anti-drug PSA coming. Okay, I don't think we need that. Alright, let's just... Okay. This video is not about drugs. This video is not about Oasis. This video is not about Blur. Okay. So... I don't think it's a fair comparison. Okay, here we go. Going back on the boy band bandwagon. Would you compare Blur to NSYNC? This is a legitimate question. Would you compare Blur to NSYNC? And no, I don't care how good Justin Timberlake's solo career has been. I'm talking about boy band NSYNC, or the Backstreet Boys. Now those were manufactured pop boy band acts. Wow. Blur was a legitimately talented band, writing about interesting things. Completely different. But he still kind of had that 90s, I look like I'm in a boy band haircut. Whereas Liam Gallagher... Oh, Liam Gallagher. I mean, he had hair, for sure, but... I don't know. It was different. God, 90s haircuts were weird. Getting back! This video is not about hair. This video is not about how good or bad Damon Albarn's haircut was. This video is not about how stupid that was. Or how cute it is, or how I have attraction to people with bad haircuts. Let's get... We are not going to bring that up. And yes, I'm referring to somebody I had a crush on years ago, who was a Twitch streamer and had a really cringy haircut, and this video is not about hair. Alright. Okay, here's a better comparison than would you compare Blur to NSYNC, because I'm not saying NSYNC weren't talented, but come on, it's a boy band. That's not a good comparison, because I know if I say that and then use the Blur Oasis analogy, people are gonna say, oh, are you saying Blur's a boy band compared to Oasis, who's like really good? And no. I'm not trying this because, are you saying one is obviously worse? No. Okay, what if you compared Oasis to Nirvana? Okay? Completely different. Absolutely different. They're technically in the same genre. Yes, grunge is a subgenre of rock. It's still guitar-based, loud music. Okay? I'm not saying rock has to be louder, but that's the essence of it. It's supposed to rock. I know Pink Floyd isn't particularly loud, but that's a whole other story. We're not talking... This is not about Pink Floyd. Going back to... And I love Pink Floyd, for the record. That's not the point. Oasis here. Both great bands, in my opinion. Nirvana, I have a lot of respect for Nirvana, but would you compare them? Yeah, I know Nirvana was kind of irrelevant before Oasis got big, but that's not the point. I don't care what era they were from. The point is, would you compare them? No. They're totally different types of bands writing about totally different things. Nirvana is all about loud, relatable, we're gonna get in your face, we're gonna insult your standards of pretty music. And also it's about depressing shit. Kurt Cobain was mentally messed up. Now I'm not trying to go on a tangent here and say that, I don't know, the Gallaghers were perfect people, whatever. No. Even about the drugs, like, look, people have problems, I get it, that's not the point. The point here is that Noel Gallagher mostly wrote somewhat uplifting songs, I would say. I mean, yeah, there's exceptions. Plenty of them, but... He's no Kurt Cobain, come on. And I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. They're totally different bands. I like both of them. And we'll get into what the point of the video is in a minute. I've spent 12 minutes talking about Damon Albarn's haircut, haven't I? Okay, back to the actual video. Alright. There's no point in comparing two bands that are completely different genres. Any manufactured feud from the record labels is dumb. If Damon and Liam hate each other, that's between them and them only. People cannot judge what celebrities do with their own personal life, goddammit! Okay. I'm going to bring up a recent event here. Okay, so you all heard of this Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson thing? Yeah, okay. So, they broke up. Big deal, right? I mean, obviously it's a big deal to them. I don't know why they broke up. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know about all the emotional implications and complete shit that's going on. I don't care! Because it's not my business! People who try to read too much into celebrities' business. People who hate celebrities because another celebrity they like hates them. What? Now, yes, I understand, like, oh, I hate Chris Brown because he assaulted Rihanna. Like, I get that. That makes sense. And if you're a fan of Rihanna, or if you're a decent human being, you would probably dislike him for that. Okay? But that he did something wrong. Arguing, two people who don't like each other and argue, or have beef, that's not the same thing. Two talented artists who argue and have beef, it doesn't mean you can just dismiss that. Also, they're, you know, like Ariana and Pete. Give them some privacy, please. Like, seriously, what business of it is yours? Whatever's going on between, or whatever was going on, I don't even know what's going on anymore. It's been like 20 years. Whatever's going on between Damon Albarn and Liam Gallagher, that's their business. That's not your business. Okay. You're probably wondering why I'm saying all this. You're probably wondering why I've been bitching about this for 15 minutes. Here's why. This is the point of the video. I hate elitists. And also, like whatever band you like, please. You can like more than one band or artist, even if the members of the band or artist have personal beef. It's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. You like what you like. Music is subjective. And if you only like one artist or band, then you have very narrow, shallow taste, and it's probably unhealthy for you. Going back to Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, I'm not the biggest fan of either of them. I don't think Katy Perry's the most talented singer, but I do think she has a bunch of catchy songs, and she doesn't seem like a horrible human. Taylor Swift has done a lot of shady things as a person, and I'm not a huge fan of her, but I think she has a great voice and decent songs. So, but also some bad songs. So, I like both of them a good bit. I'm not a huge fan of either of them. But they both have songs I like. Okay? So, I know their beef is over or whatever, but back in the day when Katy Perry and Taylor Swift had beef, it's like, you have to pick one or the other. No, I don't. I like, I don't know, Dark Horse, but I also like Blank Space. Like, I'm talking about my, self from like 2 years ago, but that's not the point. That's not the stuff I really listen to as much anymore. But I'm making a point here. I can like a song by Katy Perry. I can like Rise, and I can like This Love by Taylor Swift. It doesn't mean that I'm not a fan of, like, whoever you like doesn't make you any less of a fan, okay? So, like, if you like an artist, okay, say you're, like, a really big fan of Cardi B, but you like songs by Nicki Minaj. That doesn't mean you're any less of a Cardi B fan. I'm not a big fan of Cardi B or Nicki Minaj because I'm not that big into hip-hop. As person, I like Cardi B better than Nicki Minaj, but that's also not the point. I don't know the full story. It's not my business. Not a big fan of Nicki Minaj for collaborating with 6ix9ine, though. Good thing that guy got locked up. Alright. Okay. Back to the Blur and Oasis thing. I'm not gonna name names here, but I do want to briefly mention something I saw on Instagram today. So, there was some, Liam Gallagher posted something. I don't know. I follow Liam Gallagher. I love Liam Gallagher. Liam Gallagher is awesome. If you disagree, that's totally fine. Everyone has their own opinion. This is not the point of this video. The point of this video is not about how much I like Liam Gallagher. The point of this video... Alright. This is the story. Somebody commented something nice to Liam Gallagher. That person had a account based around Blur, and Gorillaz and Damon and all that. Okay. I like that comment. I'm like, hey, that's a nice comment. I like that comment. A lot of other people like that comment too. I don't care if he likes those other bands or artists. He or she, I don't know. I don't like those other bands or artists. I haven't really listened to Gorillaz. I like Blair well enough. I like Damon. That's not the point. Going back, and yes, if you're gonna ask me, 2 years from now, I mean, yeah, I can listen to all of the discographies for both bands. I still need to do that. I will sit down and do that, just for comparison's sake. But yeah, I'm gonna prefer Oasis. 1, because I found them first. 2, because I'm more into rock than pop. And 3, because I just love the Gallagher's personality so much. But that's not the point either. I freaking named a character after Damon Albarn. That's not the point. Okay. This person who was a Liam Gallagher fan went on and was basically attacking this person. How can you like Liam if you whatever, have their profile picture? I'm like, okay, that kind of stuff makes me mad. It's like, why does you liking a different artist that even though Liam might have personal beef with him, that doesn't mean that you're any less of a fan of Liam? Like, what? What? Again, it's been 20 years. I don't think they even care that much. Like, for God's sake, it's been like 20 freaking years. What? What? And then he went on and on about how you can't like both and you have to pick one and bullshit. What? You have got to be kidding me right now. Wow. Wow. Just small-mindedness. Like what you like, for the love of God. And just because you like a band that somebody else doesn't like, if that person who's a fan of Liam, if he doesn't like the music, he or she, whoever that person was, if they don't like the music that Damon puts out, then don't listen to it, and don't bitch about it online. If you don't like it, ignore it. For the love of God. That's what I do. I don't like country music. That doesn't mean I go online and say, country music sucks. I hate whatever artist, and if you like that artist, you're a loser. No! I'm not that kind of person. My gosh, like, what? What? So, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. Damon, you're great. Liam, keep being awesome, as you were. Fans, please be nice to each other, and if you're not, then you're a bad fan. Katy Cats, Swifties, whatever. Just, for the love of God, can you stop hating on other people's fandoms? If you don't like music, don't listen to it and don't comment on it. If you don't like someone's post, just ignore it, for the love of God. It's not like it's offensive, it's not trying to offend anyone, and if it offends you, then you're thin-skinned. Yeah. If somebody says something that's racist or homophobic or something, yeah, you have every right to comment on that and call that person out, but saying they like Damon Albarn